Let's go to the last story. This last story is one of these.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
Yep, here's the story. All right, here's the video. Have you guys seen this video?
Look at her earring.
This woman tweeted, "Here's a great jackhole. He was angry that I reclined my seat and punched it about 9 times hard, at which point I began videoing him, and he resigned to this behavior. The other jackhole is the American Air flight attendant who reprimanded me and offered him rum."
Oh, seriously?
So here's what's happening. Hold on. For those that are just listening. A woman on a plane is in the second to last row. The man sitting behind her can't recline. She reclines back. He apparently doesn't like that she did. So he starts punching the back of her seat like a 2-year-old. I'm biased, by the way. You can tell whose side I am on. He's just punching her seat over and over again like a spoiled little brat. This story annoyed me. Oh, man, it annoyed me. Because I used to fly 2 flights per week.
That's ridiculous.
And everybody knows if you pick the toilet seat, then you can't recline.
Yep.
So then you're mad someone else didn't buy the toilet seat. So you're going to start punching the back of their seat. I swear to God, this guy, I don't know how old he is, but I'll tell you what, man. These people today, they're children.
Yeah.
Maybe they've always been children.
Maybe that's what it looks like. It looks like a little child.
A whiny baby.
A little toddler being upset.
Oh, poor baby didn't buy a boo-boo seat.
I wasn't
Can't
allowed
recline.
to do what she's doing. But
yeah, when I first saw this video, I thought that this guy had a mental difficulty.
But the
mental difficulty.
But then,
what is he doing?
Yeah, well, and then the flight attendant offers him rum. What? Like,
dude, that is.
We're
let me tell
sorry.
You, let me tell you a story.
Have to deal with this customer that's reclining in our seats that we gave her that recline. Like,
let me tell you a story.
What?
Let me tell you. I can't stand this stuff. You know why? I used to fly 2 times a week. Okay, I would fly everywhere all the time, mostly nationally. Like when I worked for Vice, it was less frequently, but often internationally.
Mm-hmm.
So with Vice, it was like 1.5 times a week. So like every 2 weeks, 2 or 3 flights. With Fusion, twice a week. There was one time I was in first class. I always go to board first for a few reasons. I have cameras in my backpack,
right,
which means if I don't get overhead bin space and they try to put my backpack in the carriage, it will break the cameras.
Right.
Lesson number 1. I had to sneak, sort of. I was trying to board a regional flight out of New Zealand.
Okay.
And they said no carry-ons allowed. So I had to like hold it behind me so they couldn't see it because I had a $30,000 camera in that backpack. It will break.
Yeah.
They will break it. So I'm in the front of this line to go and board in first class so I have guaranteed space. It's paid for by the business. And these old people assumed, probably because I'm wearing a hoodie and a beanie, I'm just blocking their way and cut in front of me. So when they say we're boarding first class, lo and behold, they were business and I have to walk past them. Oh, they got real angry about that.
Seriously?
So I walk in and they're like, hey, you're cutting us. And the woman booking me in, she's like, I don't know. And I showed her my ticket and she's like, no, you're not. And so when I walk in, eventually I get up to, so when they do boarding, they do, it was American Airlines, so it's concierge key, which are like business elite connections with American Airlines. It's beyond first class.
Right.
Military personnel and the elderly. So I'm standing, we're still in a line on the jet bridge because although they're boarding first class, there were still some people in front of me.
Okay.
The woman comes up behind me and shoves me.
What?
And I get pushed forward and then I'm like, no way. And everyone's like murmuring like, oh, what happened? And then the old guy threatens me, says he was gonna hit me. So I go to the flight attendant. I said, that woman just shoved me. Those people will tell you what happened. And that guy's threatening to hit me. They said, we're going to kick both of you off the plane
you
right
as
now.
Well?
Me. And I said, this woman hit me.
Yeah. What
Are you going to do anything about it? And she goes, oh yeah, we'll call the police and then we'll take you off the flight. And then the police can come and you can file a report. And I said, those people people backed me up saying, yeah, she hit him. She walked up behind me and hit me.
Right.
And they were like, we don't care. And I was like, so you think it's a good idea to put us both on this plane right now?
Yeah.
And you're threatening me that if I escalate this, you're not going to let me fly on this plane. And they're like, yep. So I had no choice to just go on the plane and sit down. And we were both in first class. So I was in first and she was in business. And it's like, yeah, there's a small separation because there's like,
right.
there's like, I think 6 pods. And then behind it is the business seats. And so she was complaining the entire time. And other people were upset saying this lady's unhinged and we're going to be on a plane with her.
It sounded like it wasn't even you. It sounded like she just was having a really bad day.
You know what, man? The fact that this woman in the seat was reclining and the guy's punching her like a whiny baby.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And the airline would defend him doesn't surprise me at all.
That's true.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
What is it about being in enclosed spaces that makes us act like children? Like, that's not a good sign.
No, it's something's wrong with, I don't know what other generations were like. Maybe they were always this dumb and whiny and pathetic.
You know what? This is what I say about everything. There's always a person like that. In all different types of races and ages, there's always those a-holes. There's always the cool people. There's all these different types of people across all different, varieties. So, like, this is just one of the childs that, grew up and stayed a child, basically.
No, listen. You agree with me that the guy in the back punching the seat's the bad guy.
Absolutely.
Okay, now take a look. Take a look at this.
Ridiculous.
They were both wrong. Etiquette expert William Hansen declares his verdict on the American Airlines seat punching incident that divided social media. The passenger, Wendy Williams, was flying from New Orleans to Charlotte. She filmed a passenger, blah, blah, blah. She reclined her seat, he punched it, and then she video shamed him.
Hey, how about he just go, hey, look, I'm feeling a little claustrophobic. Would you mind reclining a little less?
No.
Why not?
No.
What's wrong with that?
Because you picked the toilet seat.
No, I know. But he punched it.
Over and over again.
That was his first. She just reclined. She's not even thinking about this dude.
Right.
She's thinking, I'm
sitting here,
going to watch
a
this.
movie.
I'm going to watch this movie. I'm getting comfortable. Boom. Boom. She starts getting punched, like the seat getting punched. He could have tried at least.
He maybe did. And she said no. And she's justified in saying
actually,
no.
I agree with you. She is justified. She's sitting in a reclining seat. Why?
And he's not.
Why did the airline let those seats recline then? Why?
Yeah, it's a good question.
It's like if you're gonna defend this dude, make those seats not able to recline, so the people that can't recline in the back.
Dude, everybody knows chairs recline.
Everybody knows the back ones can't.
And they tell you when you book a ticket, this seat can't recline.
Yep.
The exit row. So in the exit rows, you have two. The one in front can't recline because it would block the exit row behind it.
Exactly right.
But the second exit row can.
Right.
Which is one of the best because it's got extra leg room.
Yeah, it's nice.
So you need to know these things. You bought a product. You paid for a ticket. You were given your garbage toilet seat that you paid for. I've flown the toilet seat, man. Mm-hmm. I call it toilet seat because the toilet's literally behind him.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it could be a closet, but it's typically the toilet seat.
Right.
It always smells bad, but they cost dirt. Yep. It's basic economy.
It's the cheapest
flight
ticket you can get.
Yep. So when you got to fly on a budget, that's what you get. This dude, nah, not having it. I'm
not having it either.
And you have a lot of people like he looks like he's a tall guy. There's no justifying this. Now, as for the shaming thing, that's what they're arguing here. That she social media shamed him.
She was just shocked that it happened.
No, look, man.
She's like, this is happy.
That's the best thing she could have done.
I'm just gonna film it.
Yep, I agree.
And you know what? That's actually something that used to be a thing. Public shaming. I don't know. It's
but there's a difference.
Well, I mean, sure, online.
This guy's
shaming.
being physical with her.
Yeah.
And so
he's assaulting.
And by her just filming it, that was the right move.
Yeah,
if somebody comes to you on the street and they're screwing with you and you film it, there's probably other things you can do. You could defend yourself if someone's actually getting physical with you.
Yeah.
But filming it is one of the better moves because it shows that you're not trying to escalate things physically.
That's true.
It shows they're the aggressor.
Yeah.
You gotta be tactful on this.
She was just bewildered that this guy's actually punching her seat. She's like,
And
what else am I gonna do? I'm just gonna document it. Like, look at the crazy eyes. Go back up. Look at the crazy eyes. He's got crazy eyes, man.
So we're entitled, whiny babies. Entitled.
Yeah, that's
two wrongs don't make it right. What are you talking about?
I don't know what she did wrong.
Look at this woman said, if I paid for a seat, I'll recline if I want to. Mm-hmm. But there are actually people. Look at this. I'm 6'5" and can't stand inconsiderate people putting their seats back. Being the size I am, I still won't recline due to having the courtesy of others. If it was me, you wouldn't have got your seat back. So count yourself lucky this guy let you. So
what?
Dude, don't care. Sorry, bro.
Don't care, dude.
Just because you're bigger than someone else means that I don't get the seat I paid for.
No,
I didn't buy a seat. Like American Airlines didn't say, by the way, a 6'5" guy will be behind you, so you lose the right to recline.
Yeah, basically.
Your height is not my issue. That is not my fault.
I bought a ticket for me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I get to
did not
recline.
buy a ticket for you.
Yep. We have a whiny
It's
baby
ridiculous.
generation, man.
You know, I want to talk
Entitled.
about something else on about flight etiquette. You know, when people go and grab the chair in front of them to pull themselves up, and then
Oh,
they
dude, I
use
know.
It. Like I have long hair. You guys probably noticed, and like I've had my hair pulled out. Like pieces of my hair get pulled because like someone gets a piece of my hair and they just like pull themselves up, and I'm like, you pulled my hair. And obviously I get aggravated at this, and it's like, why don't you use your own seat behind you, push yourself up, and you're good.
Use your armrests.
Well, use your armrest too.
I can't
Boom.
stand it. They grab the back of they
Man,
grab the back of my seat and pull me all the
aggravated.
way back.
I get so aggravated when that happens, man. And it's happened so many. People just think that they can just grab a head because it's there, and it's like, pay attention. There's someone's face right there. Like this guy's punching it. It's the same thing to me.
This is why I
It's like
always I'll tell you this.
children.
I'll tell you, we want you to come out for our show. We want you to come on. I'm like, fly me first class.
Yeah.
And then guess what? They always do, because they know. It's like when you are flying out for professional reasons. Now I'll say this: flying Vice and Fusion, I did fly first class all the time only because of frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
Because you earn status, but they will never give you first class, and that to me is nuts. Because it's like, dude, if you want me to fly overnight to Turkey for a conflict zone,
Right.
and you want me to sit in a boo-boo seat where I can't sleep, guess what? I'm losing a day of work. But when it comes to this stuff, dude, flying, you know, some people really enjoy it, but the food's often really bad. Fly business if you can.
Yeah, they're actually like
Get those status points.
Those same videos that they play every single time at the beginning that I don't even listen to anymore because I can almost do it word for word for them.
Oh, but Virgin America's awesome.
Should have. I'm sure there is some
Virgin's
good
awesome.
like humor ones out there,
Yeah.
but like, you know, there should be some
Dude.
etiquette advice talking about etiquette,
Right.
General etiquette on the plane.
If your
Like,
baby is crying, put it in a plastic bag and tie the bag shut. No, I'm kidding.
God.
Don't do that. It's a joke. It's a naughty joke.
oh
I
man,
would actually tie this back to what we were talking about yesterday with self-awareness.
yeah,
Yeah, like
boom.
empathy.
When I'm on a
Empathy.
plane,
Boom.
I keep my arms in. I'm kind of tall, so I need to like be aware of what I'm doing all the time. I'm not going to be grabbing the back of someone's chair. I'm not going to be sitting
Or their
in someone
face.
else's
Well, I
lap.
mean, there is something about the elbow thing. It's like if you're in the window, you can lean against the window. You can get all
you got some space. So
you know. But if you're in the middle, you should have a little bit of elbow room.
Well,
on
these are the
both
rules.
Sides,
The
you
rule-
know?
no,
Is there rules on this?
there are rules.
On the elbow thing.
Flight etiquette
Mm-hmm.
is that if you have a window seat,
Yeah.
then the left armrest is yours. If you have an aisle seat, the right armrest is yours, and the person in the middle gets both armrests. That's
I like-
standard flight etiquette.
That's what
Fair.
I
Yep.
think. I agree with that completely.
But we have a generation
Man.
of whiny, entitled babies who think everything belongs to them.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm going to sit in my seat. I'm going to lean as far away from you as I can to give you space.
That's exactly what I do. I'm just like, I try to stay in my zone. I don't want to interrupt everyone
what?
and just get to the next spot.
You know, it was one of the craziest flights I've ever been on. I was sitting next to this dude who was morbidly obese
Okay.
and who was encroaching on my seat.
Yeah.
Like his body.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm like, look, it's a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable because I can feel his hot,
Yeah.
large body pressing against me. But that's okay.
That actually happened
Because-
when I flew back here.
But hold on, look.
Go ahead.
I can tolerate certain things. Why? I'm a mature adult. So I said, you know what? There's nothing he can do about it. He smelled bad too. But you know what made it worse?
What?
The food cart came. Would you like to purchase any food or snacks or beverages? And I said, I'll have a water, please. And you, sir? I'll have what is that? Is that a cheese? I'll have a cheese box. And is that a turkey sandwich? Give me a turkey sandwich and the wrap, the chicken wrap. Give me 2 cans of Coke. And is that Pringles? I'll take 3 of those. I kid you, I'm not kidding. I was just like, bro, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And he sat there for the entire flight just eating this massive food everywhere. And I'm like,
Yeah, but that's him. Whatever.
no. That was food everywhere, a terrible smell.
Yeah.
And I'm being pressed up against my seat. And you know, that's like, this. It's an interesting conundrum. If American Airlines told me we sold the seat next to you to a morbidly obese individual, I'd say, I'd like to move my seat.
Yeah.
But someone's got to sit there.
Yeah. So when I flew back here last week or 2 weeks ago, I was in when I flew back home. So I'm in an emergency aisle, and I'm like, oh great, I'm in the middle seat. I'm like, it's an emergency. You know, I'll have that extra leg room. Like it's fine. So I sit down, and sure enough, it's that 6'5" guy that's huge on my left, and he's muscular. He's huge, big, huge dude. And it's the same thing, like there's no way I can sit without his body just touching me, and it's hot and it's uncomfortable. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I didn't even have access to the left. Like I was on the right side of the plane. So like he was just in the aisle and he was just so big, I couldn't use the left thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, I'll use the right side. And I try to put my elbow on, and the guy in the window was like straight faced. These are both of my elbow rests. I'm not moving my elbow. And I'm like trying to like,
you're like smashed in the middle.
Yeah, I was smashed in the middle. And he's like, he wasn't a big dude. He was almost the same size as me, So I'm like, and he straight up starts pushing my elbow. And I'm like, what's going on, dude? He's like, yeah, we both get to share that, and like put his hit back. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, do you see what I'm dealing with? And the guy over here, he's like, do we have a problem? I'm like, no, the problem's not with you. I'm like, dude, he's a big dude. Can you give me some room?
Yeah.
And he just goes, no. And he puts his headphones back on. And I'm just like, what do I do?
Entitled people.
What do I do in this situation?
Do you ever?
So I was like, no. I straight up manhandled my elbow in there. I didn't even care, man. And that dude,
what's he gonna do about it?
He didn't do a thing because
I
won that elbow battle.
You want to know something funny?
Felt good.
If you cut in front of a huge line, like let's say there's a huge line of people, you just walk right to the front.
Yeah.
No one will do anything about it.
I am that guy that'll be like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah,
what are you cutting?
But even then,
and if they stay there, I'm not gonna. I don't do anything past that. But I shame them. I shame those people. I am that guy though.
When you board and you're sitting down, do you you sitting in a window seat?
Yeah.
When you see people boarding, are you ever like, oh, not that person? Oh, not that. Okay, that person's okay. No, not that. Like,
I pretty much stay in my own world when I'm flying. I either have music on, or I'm just like prepping to play a game.
Which one of these strange cretins will be sitting next to me?
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting in my window seat, and I see them coming in, and I'm like, is it going to be that one? And then they walk past. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then I see like some regular looking person. I'm like, please. Oh no, they're walking past me. And then some like stinky, nasty person with like bringing on their food to sit next to me, and they're like, I hope you don't mind, I'm eating.
And what about the, what is that? What is the Fight Club term? The single-use friends?
Yeah.
So it's like,
single-use
what
friends.
if you don't want to talk? What if you don't want that single-use friend, and they're just
Say something obnoxious.
talking to you? Would say something obnoxious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like talking
Put on a MAGA
gibberish. Put on a MAGA hat.
Yeah, put on a MAGA hat. That'll do it. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., sometimes an hour or two. And we do have a full live recorded version of the show that includes a lot of comments and smaller segments you probably don't see. If you want to check that out, you can watch live at 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, or become a member of this channel. And for $5 a month, you get full access to all of the recorded podcasts. Every day after the show, we make them available in the community section of this YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe and stick around for more segments and more shows Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all in the next show.